I will clean them. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. I clean all your boogies. Daddy cleans your boogies. Boogie, boogie. You got your boogie. Up jump the boogie. Is that all your boogie songs? Okay. Okay. Thank you for letting me know the next door neighbor still lives there. Let's appreciate that. You get your belly rubbed. You get your belly rubbed.
He'll never give up. He'll stay till the fight's won. Bob Hansen is there. Bob Hansen, your wacky next door neighbor. Bob Hansen is there. Bob Hansen. Yowza. Now here you are with your faith and your Peter Pan advice. You have no scars on your face, and you cannot handle pressure. Hey, I was rocking out to some Billy Joel. This is the wrestling portion of Wacky Next Door Neighbor. If you can hear the landscapers, hey, listen, the land, it don't scape itself, all right, Daddy? That's what happens. They're cutting the weeds, they're mowing the grass, and they're tickling your bush all at the same time. What are we talking about? Monday Night Raw, Daddy, the Hulu edition. Hulu edition. Not limited enough commercial interruption. 90-minute action-packed version of Raw. Let's take some water to get hydrated. That is some good hydration right there. Right, Cobra Commander? Okay. Very good. I watched this 2 days ago. So it's Thursday morning at the time of the recording. I'm still in my PJs. That's how we're rocking this bad boy, Daddy. What happened on Raw? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the talking about it. And they are talking about it. Judgment Day. Yay. Damian Priest and J.D. McDunfor and Finn Balor and what's his face, Dominic in a sling. They're talking. They're saying stuff. They're flapping their gums. They're twiddling their thumbs. So Damian Priest does the nice, he does an apology to his friends, but the pressure of the world championship, I think that's the story they're trying to tell, that he's cracking, and Rhea's not there to keep them together. So the message they're sending is that none of these men can do anything or be effective unless there is a lady present. I think that's what they're saying. But anyway, it looks like we're about to have a little yeet and greet, because Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, despite coming off the loss at the PLE in France, Jey Uso had lost to Damian Priest. He suffered the agony of the yeet, LOL. He wrestles Finn Balor, and this is part of the King of the Ring qualifying thing. So they're having a King of the Ring and a Queen of the Ring. As you know, King of the Ring has had some boosted some legendary careers, and it was a catalyst as such to King Mabel, Mr. Ass, and so on and so forth. So how about that? Was Rikishi one of them? Like 99, 2000, 2001, the one where he jumped off on a Val Venus, or is that something else? Who knows? I don't remember anymore. Nobody knows. These are end times. So Yeet and Finn Balor wrestle to see who is the advances and around to the King of the Ring. And I think the King and Queen of the Ring matches are decided on one of those Saudi Arabia things, probably in June sometime. I don't know. Nobody knows. There's no way of knowing. What happens? I haven't looked at these in a few days. I'm sorry, guys. Finn Balor loses. He loses. He suffers the agony of the yeet. So there's a lot of interference and things don't really go his way. Oh, Drew McIntyre was creating a distraction of sorts. I think he was trying to prevent Jey Uso from being victorious, but somehow Drew McIntyre made a mistake, and he caused the Yeet Man to be victorious. So we'll see if, while Drew is having a feud with CM Punk where they can't wrestle each other, they're both injured, it's the best feud on the show. Neither guy can do anything. It's great. Drew McIntyre is up backstage, and he's very upset, and he gets in a fancy motor vehicle, and he drives off at a dangerously high speed for a parking lot, so I hope no one was injured in those regards. But as soon as he pulls away, who pulls into the same spot but CM Punk, the legendary Chicago native pro wrestler, and he has a motor vehicle of his own, and he's looking for Drew, but he missed him by seconds. He practically took the guy's parking spot. So who knew, right? So then we go to a commercial break, and they sell us goods and services. Limited commercial interruption on Hulu. And CM Punk has a microphone now, and now CM Punk is talking, and he is saying English words. So a couple of things about this. Let's get this silliness out of the way. Yeah, he made a reference to having a guillotine or choking somebody to play with Pat McAfee. It was a reference to his altercation with the Jack Perry kid in AEW, where they showed the footage for an angle that didn't help anything or make any sense. And no one reacted, and a lot of AEW fans on Twitter were like, haha, he made an AEW reference and no one reacted. Idiots, that's a burn on you. No one's heard of your thing, okay? It's just because you all have 100 extra Twitter accounts doesn't mean more people are watching. It's just you. So he really should stop doing that, because he did one reference, I think, early on in one of his first appearances when he came back in November. I don't remember what it was. Something about punching people backstage in reference to punch one of the Young Bucks. And again, it got no reaction. The same Twitter guys were like, yeah, I got no reaction. Yeah, because that means no one knows your thing because all your ratings are down. So, but Punk should, I think, leave that. Of course, he's much smarter. He takes thinly veiled things that take 2 seconds and don't really mean anything or distract or change the meaning of the story on TV, whereas those idiots are whatever. Anyway, so that's out of the way. So Punk is talking. Yeah, other than that, the crowd was a little dead. I think it was a little, you know, I hate the word trope. It's so overused. But yeah, the whole I'm going to keep talking and hold this show hostage thing until someone comes. It's very attitude-y, and it's been revisited time and time again. And no one really believes it. So, plus he's a babyface. Why would he do that to the rest of the roster and hurt their matches? I don't really get it. But either way, I forget exactly what happens. I think he just kind of leaves. I should really record these sooner after watching these things. But CM Punk, I guess he didn't really hold it hostage. He talked for a while, and that was the end of that. So, very good. Io Sky, now she's wrestling in the Queen of the Ring. And she's wrestling Natalya Neidhart. This was a really good match. The winner again, yeah, Queen of the Ring. So, there was a ton of wrestling on this show. And I know it's a 3-hour wrestling show. That doesn't mean anything. But a bunch of matches. They were really pushing this. I think it was like they're trying to get the whole first round of both the men and women King and Queen of the Ring thing out of the way. So that means now there's only half of those matches left for the next round. So it won't dominate the show as much, but it was fine. Yeah, Io and Natalya can both wrestle. Their stuff looks good. Everything Natalya throws in looks believable. Io is very athletic and can be, you know, convincingly. There's a dog barking. It happens. My dogs are going to go barking. I'm not going to edit it. This is what happens. We're Wacky next door neighbor. There's dogs barking all the time. They're barking in your head. Odie. Yep. I'm going to leave it. We're just going to keep on going. Just keep walking. Just keep walking like De Niro and Heat. I'm looking at you, Chloe. Just keep walking like De Niro and Heat. Chloe, come here. Come here. She's going to say hi. She hates the camera. Okay. Come. Up. We're talking about, well, you probably didn't see her. She doesn't like the camera. Okay. Io Sky is convincingly unhinged, and I like it. So, anyway, Io does win this. The damage control is Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai she's the mouthpiece, so I guess she's more or less the leader. We'll just go with that. I guess she's the leader. She's the one who talks, so there's that. I think Asuka's hurt or something. Asuka was not around. I don't know for a fact that Asuka's hurt. I don't know where I saw that, but whatever. But I don't think Asuka was there. Anyway, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, big thumbs up. 1, 2, 3 moonsault. I think Io beat her pretty clean as far as my recommendation goes. This was the time to have a back and forth competitive match, and that's a theme throughout the night. So we're gonna move on. But good to see Natalya wrestling on this show as well. Natalya is someone who could, yeah, she loses 90% of the time, but she can believably win anytime. So, like, it doesn't bother me all that much. Ilya Dragunov has a little vignette promo thing showing you why he's intense and nuts and Russian, and he does the thing. And I enjoyed it. It got me psyched for him. And he wrestles the Fighting Irishman, Rick O'Shea, who is the new Speed champion. He's the champion of Speed. He's the meth head champion or something. I don't understand who the biggest meth head is on Monday Night Raw, but I guess it's Rick O'Shea, the Irishman, got into he was breaking something bad there, I guess, the poor fellow. So I hope he gets the help he needs. Let's take that seriously. Don't know how he passed the wellness test, but anyway, despite all the meth this guy's been smoking or snorting or however you do it, he wrestles Ilya Dragunov, who is an outstanding babyface. Ilya, who's wrestling all the faces now. Yeah, this was outstanding. So this got over. Ilya is a super intense guy, and just a guy who takes a tremendous beating. I'm glad they got rid of the red contact lenses. I think that would have been too funny, too easy to make the average channel changer giggle at him. So I'm glad they got rid of those. He's got intense, piercing blue eyes anyway. Like, why would you hide those? Hi, babe. What's the matter? Come here, come here. Why are we upset? Is it because Odie's upset? Wow, stop it. Stop it. I know. We just found out another dog exists. It's frustrating and it's upsetting. And thank you for alerting me. You got eye boogies. You got your boogies. You got your boogies. It's a boogie wonderland in there. I'm your boogeyman. Boogeyman. Turn me on. Yep. I will clean them. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. I clean all your boogies. Daddy cleans your boogies. Boogie, boogie. You got your boogie. Up jump the boogie. Is that all your boogie songs? Okay. Thank you for letting me know the next door neighbor still lives there. Appreciate that. You get your belly rubbed. Ilya and Ricochet beat the holy hell out of each other. This was a good example of how to have the banger with a lot of complicated flippity spots and doodads, because they did a lot of them. They didn't do all of them, and they sold what they did. My nitpick, and I bet you they'll tell him not to do this anymore. Ilya had to do the rapid fire Japanese chop things. Thankfully, he didn't do them the crappy Kingston way, where you're just basically tapping a guy. I know, I'm sorry. And clearly slapping your leg. Like, he was making sure each one counted as a chop, but it was still kind of silly regardless. So it wasn't as bad, but I kind of rolled my eyes and I went, okay, let's get the NXT out of you. I know maybe Sean's a little more forgiving than old Triple H there, but I hope those go away. But whatever. Beat the holy hell of each other. Everything was believable. I guess Ilya has this H-bomb maneuver where he jumps. You're lying down. He jumps in the air and just lands on you with his forearm in your face or something. I was watching a little bit of Ilya on NXT throughout the year whenever he'd have a match with then Gunther Walter, what I was a few years ago, or a few other things too. The Carmelo guy, I think he had one big match with him 6 or 8 months ago, and I watched. And my first thought was, I don't see him going on a roster and telling Randy Orton he's doing that move to him. I don't buy it. I don't see it going well. So it'll be interesting. But it's also a move there's no bump for the guy to take. You're just laying there and you get hit and you're still down. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they I wouldn't say take it away, but add a finish to him. Possible, I'm just saying. As far as I know, it's his first match on Raw, unless he was on last week and Hulu didn't pick it up, which happens all the time. Got my nitpick out of the way. Oh, after the match, yeah, again, what a fighting babyface. This guy's smaller, he's sympathetic, he's totally intense, he has all the heart and passion in the world. And he picks up Ricochet and shakes his hand. Who is the babyface? Was Ilya supposed to be the heel? Maybe not. But Ilya advanced, and I forget who it is. I'll figure it out later. But he's wrestling another babyface in the next round, semifinals, or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of off, but I think the people are going to get behind him. I hope the size doesn't hurt him, because I'm a fan. I don't want to wrestle him. Good God, that looks brutal. I like my teeth where they are, but I'm a fan of him. I bet you. I was going to say Ilya and Sheamus would be an example, but Sheamus loses later. Spoiler. Dogs? Odie, is there an issue? Chloe. Come here. Zoe Stark still works there. That is the dick thing to say, I'm sorry. She's wrestling Ivy Nile. Cool. I didn't know who the heel was here with these two ladies. I saw the match and I still wasn't sure. Ivy Nile might have been the baby face or at least she was taking the face role in that she was taking the heat and making the comeback. Ivy Nile did the indie babyface 101 where she's firing up and she looks and she yells, "Let's go!" Go to the bathroom? What do you want me to do? And I think some people might have. I'm going to pick on this a little bit. There were two long spots where they were both standing on a turnbuckle for a long time. And I couldn't, I can forgive one, but good God, it was a long time on those buckles to do whatever it was they were going to do. I don't even remember who won. Zoe wins. Thank God I wrote that down with a 1, 2, 3. Oh, she does the flip. Oh God, this is so bad. She does the flippy version of CM Punk's Go to Sleep. And some people did, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I don't understand Zoe Stark. I don't dislike her. She's super athletic. When she did a thing where she turned on Trish, she was supposed to be the babyface for doing that, but Trish had just lost a long, sympathetic, brutal cage match with Becky Lynch. So Trish is a legend, so she's sympathetic. So that would make Zoe heelish in my eyes, but I didn't. And then from there, it's like after the Trish-Becky thing, it's like I didn't really see Zoe all that much. Just, the occasional, well, we need bodies in the Rumble, and, Hulu picks what Hulu picks. And it picks Damian Priest is with Judgment Day backstage, and Carlito interrupts, which means Dominic is still hanging out with the evil Luchas on SmackDown, and Priest doesn't like it. Anyway, Carlito says something about wanting to have Judgment Day's back, so they have his back against his eventual matches with Rey Mysterio or something, and the Dragon Lee guy. I don't know. Priest pretty much told him to take a hike, which I think is for the better. And I don't know what happened after that. Priest, I guess he told JD McDonough that you're going to wrestle somebody. I forget what it was. I don't know. You were taking care of somebody. Who the hell knows? Anyway, Michael Cole. Yay, he is in the ring. An announcer is in the ring to ask a superstar questions. God, I miss that. I was so happy just to see that. And I don't mean over on the other channel where Tony Schiavone stands there and gets shoved away and they steal his microphone. Like, Cole is there asking the questions. And the funny thing is, Becky's got all this passion and it's great. Becky, of the women, she probably needs that the least. I feel like so many others, if Cole would just lead them to say the thing they need to say, or whoever, not Cole, Graves, whoever, whatever. I'm just saying, it's kind of like it was almost wasted on Becky. Like, well, Becky didn't need that. But we've seen Becky come out on her own and talk for, 90 times. Let's just change up the view. And Becky sat down and she made fun of her own hat from the Kentucky Derby or something. And the internet's speculating Seth Rollins might be bald or have short hair or whatever, because under his hat you don't see the long hair poking out. You see the shaved stubble. Who the hell knows? He could have just shaved it just a little bit and ponytailed it up and did whatever just to mess with everybody, which I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he did, which is kind of funny to me. I hope he does. I hope he did that. I hope he just did one of those shave, like Roman was doing and a bunch of these hip guys. They just kind of shave up to here and wrap it all. And he had a big hat on too, so I hope he was just messing with everybody. That would be funny. Anyway, Becky talks about her hat and goofs around, and then Becky just starts naming wrestlers for some reason. Okay, cool. And Liv Morgan comes out because she wasn't named. I fast-forwarded Liv's promo down the aisle. I hope that goes away too, people cutting promos down the aisle. It's just so... I don't know. It doesn't work for me. But anyway, she gets in Becky's face and Damage Control interrupts. And now Damage Control is going to beat them up. And Becky foolishly gets back-to-back with Liv. And they're going to fight off Damage Control because Damage Control runs this thing. And they were the ones who took Becky out the first time forever ago, blah, blah, blah. Lyra Valkyria comes out. And they changed the pronunciation. It used to be Valkyrie. They changed the pronunciation. I don't know what it is. But anyway, she's got a match with one of Damage Control next, Dakota Kai. So conveniently, she's going to make the save. Basically, this whole thing So because Liv runs away and leaves Becky, and then Lyra, the Irish lady who's like a bird, and she is like a bird. She only flies away. But anyway, Lyra, the early bird, goes in there to get the worm and help Becky fight off damage control. And I think this was done clearly just so Lyra can get the Becky dust rubbed on her. Like, look, I'm next to the big star. She's my friend. You're going to cheer for me too, which is fine. And Lyra, good to see Dakota Kai wrestling on the show. Lyra wins. What did she beat her with? I really don't remember. But either way, it was another somewhat longer competitive match. They had a bunch of these on the show. They don't do it all the time. That's the thing. If they did it again next week, it would be old. But I think the point was, what is the point? That's the thing. What's the reason? Well, the reason was there's this tournament. This tournament's important, or we want you to feel that it is important. So now we're having these longer competitive matches, but the other matches on the show weren't necessarily long and competitive. Were there other matches on the show? There had to have been. I think these are all tournament matches, so that would be why. There must be something. Oh, I think CM Punk, by the way, he ran by the Alpha Academy, the evil ones, and said hi to them or something while he was driving around looking for Drew. I don't know what happened. Did Drew McIntyre come back out and yell? I don't know. Maybe he did, or he came back out to somewhere. Or I'm confusing that with the week before. It doesn't matter. Lyra defeats Dakota. Lyra advances in a dinghy. I don't remember who she wrestles, but there you go. This is fine for damage control. It's terrific. Oh, Jesus, little Bill Murphy. No, this is fine for damage. Listen, heels lose. Losing gives Dakota something to bitch about, which is good. And EO advances, Dakota doesn't. Will this be more riffs and damage control? Probably not, but who knows? It makes you... Triple H likes to say he likes to make the audience ask questions, and that is good. That's a very good thing. So I'm not too worried about damage control. I think they're going to be around and be a force for quite a bit, even though Bianca and Jade Cargill won the belts from Asuka and Kairi. It's fine. It is fine. Don't worry about it. This means there's more room for them to win or lose. Maybe makes it a little more unpredictable. But this next match, the outcome wasn't predictable, but it was the ride we knew we were going to enjoy. Gunther defeats Sheamus for the final round, whatever. So I think for the men's, Gunther is most likely the victor here. That's no secret here. And it is what we thought it was going to be. It was a little bit shorter than our usual things. It wasn't the 20-something minutes. It was more like 8 or 10 or whatever it was, it's the main event of Raw. It's a long show. We're tired. And they beat the holy hell out of each other. And Gunther beat him. That's exactly what we all thought would happen. That's what we did happen. Sometimes predictable is good, but how are we getting there? And Sheamus, again, I think this is his third show back, so it would be 2 weeks from his debut. I think it's just 2 weeks, yeah, so it would be his third time. And he's already in way better shape than he was 2 weeks prior. Again, the weight's already coming off. Does he look like he did two years ago, 3, or before he got injured, a year ago, whatever it was? No. But in 2 weeks, the guy's done 3 months worth of progress there. And it sucks when, again, I've gone down this road before, and some other people have too. It sucks when you're pale because they see every bit of fat and every red mark on you. The people So as he's getting, it's good for wrestling when you're chopped and he's all blistered, because that's you can see the damage Gunther does. You can see he's had the hell beaten out of him, so that's good. So he was lit up pretty good. Sheamus loses. I think Sheamus's character does have to be tweaked a bit, and I think it will be. I think it'll be more of a regular fighting bloke, if you will. But he's a likable guy who's, I don't want to say underdogish, but he's going to be more everymanish than Ultimate Fighting Machine type of guy. He's going to be a bit more, I'm guessing, a bit more barroom brawler and a lot less bodybuilder brawler, if that makes sense. He's going to be beer drinking, kick your ass guy, and he still looks like he can kick your ass. Oh, because he can kick your ass. That would be why. So, I'm a believer that as long as pretty much all the talent looks like they can kick your ass, it's fine. Ilya Dragunov is I have no idea how tall he is. He's not 6 feet. Good God, he's not 6 feet. I don't know what he weighs, but it ain't 200 pounds. He looks like he can kick your ass. Here's a guy who's super cut, and he's got that intensity. He's got that something about him where there's some killing machine in him, but there's some honor at the same time, which makes him intriguing. So I was happy to see the debut of Ilya, more so than I thought I would be. I thought I was interested, but then I was pleasantly surprised. And I'm interested to see what he does next. I forget who he wrestles next on the thing. I don't know. Does he wrestle the Heat guy? I think it's Jey Uso wrestles Ilya, so that'll be interesting. And what I think will help Ilya, honestly, beat him. He needs a loss. Personally, I'm not a fan of too many people I'm not a fan of the undefeated streak gimmick, because I think what happens is the undefeated streak gimmick tends to overshadow whatever the actual character is. I think it happened to Asuka. Asuka's whole thing, when she came to the main roster, she's undefeated. The whole thing became about defeating Asuka rather than who Asuka is and what damage she can do, etc., etc. So once Asuka lost, it was like getting her steam back. It took the pandemic for her to force her to be kooky and wild and weird to become fun again. And I can't believe that was 4 years ago. And then she had to take another break, and then the face paint and yada, yada, yada. And yes, I know it's her old Japan gimmick, and I know, I'm aware. I'm just saying, to our audience, it's new. So to do that change and be a bit more menacing, sinister would be the good word for that version of Asuka. So there you go. Raw's getting good. The matches are not as missable. I needed to see these, and even when I knew the outcomes, I go, oh, okay. And it's weird. On the men's side, Jey Uso and Finn, which is a top billing match, was actually the least interesting. And only because I feel like I've seen it 48 times. That's the only reason. Nothing wrong with either guy. It's just I've seen it a lot. So it kind of became like, oh, okay. They're going to have their match. And if you're there live, it's a lot of fun. But if you're on TV, it's like I've seen it. Everything, Gunther and Sheamus, of course, has been done, but it's been a long time. So, okay. And then Ilya's a new guy. He's wrestling Ricochet. That's fine. And I forget what the fourth thing was. It really doesn't matter right now, if there was one. Okay, I talked too long. Goodbye. Thank you.